all know, this is Baywatch. I'm doing your training videos because we're unable to meet before Outdoor Day, which is on May 5th. So this is gonna be for the pink unit 2 and 3, which are the brownies, okay? And I've got Straws, Kona, and Pixie on this group, and you guys have 12 brownies. They're actually showing up at 1 o'clock, but you're gonna do an opening ceremony, so you don't really get started with the program until 1:10, 1:15 maybe, if you get them to settle down. All right, so you're gonna go to a place that we've designated called the Gear Check Station. Basically, you guys are gonna talk about your experiences that you've done in a cabin and why it's different. So we have dry cabins, we have wet cabins. What can you do in a cabin versus out in a tent? I'll give you some history about, Lincoln's birthplace. He has this log cabin, and maybe some history about him. I'm hoping I can get some Lincoln logs so we can maybe build some cabins too. All right, so like I said, what makes it different than other types of camping? Do you consider it glamping, and why not? Because some have a kitchen and some don't, but those are more of like troop houses, so you kind of stay away from that subject. Then you want to do a gear tryout. So this is going to be like some camping gear that's out, and it's stuff like you're going to open the first aid kit, and sometimes they have like a inventory sheet, and you're actually going to go through each piece to make sure that it's there so it's safe. We could have a fire extinguisher, and they can check if it's charged and expired, stuff like that. Emergency items, are your ponchos okay? We might actually have some faulty gear so that we can see if they catch that. Like a poncho with a ripped off hood, or something to get them to think, well, this isn't perfect. So we'll have some imperfect things that they're gonna catch. They're gonna do a craft with the little wee yogurt bottles. You're gonna put Mod Podge on it, and then you take squares of tissue paper. That will be part of your prep work, is to cut these up to little like squares. And then they kind of stick it all over the wee bottle, so it kind of looks like stained glass with tissue paper. And there's no pattern. I was thinking maybe you could even break some off to make a letter. I don't know, I might have to experiment with how to do that. So this is a Mother's Day gift, because Mother's Day is next weekend. And so I think it'd be really cute if they made these little vases. And we're gonna get those beads, those hydration beads, kind of like Orbeez, but better for plants. And we'll put that in the little jar. And then we're gonna get some live flowers. They're not picked at all from where we are. They're gonna be bought from Trader Joe's. All right, so then you're gonna shift over to the fire pit. We all know where that is. You go up the hill and it's right on the top there. Okay, and you're gonna practice some fire building, and that is a badge requirement. So you gotta make sure you do this. You're gonna talk about fire safety. All those things about holding your hair back, make sure you have nothing hanging. Do we have a bucket of water? So the first one is teepee, okay? And I could also have handouts out there. For some reason, you guys are a little stumped on what that is, where most of the sticks are like this. And then we have the log cabin, and they just learned about the cabin, so you can kind of make that connection there. So, you laying the logs this way, and then you're laying them this way, and I'm pretty sure you do it twice. But again, I will have a handout on steps on how to make that. And then the third one is the A-frame. That is like the most common one that we use. Two logs like this, and then a log right here, and all the kindling and the special way that you do that. All right, so between 15 minutes, you guys should be able to rotate maybe once. It's okay if they just are able to do one. Try and rotate them and see if they kind of get the gist, okay? But they're all working together, and we can have a picture of what it's supposed to look like, and they're all kind of making it just like the picture. All right, so then you're gonna shift up to shelter 1. The brownies are gonna be eating their snack here because it's so hard to get back to the cabin and wash your hands and eat over there. So what we're gonna do is, one of their badge requirements is you make a no-cook snack, okay? No cooking involved. And since it's Cinco de Mayo, we're gonna have like tortillas, sweet tortillas. They can put honey on it. They could put some cinnamon, maybe sun butter. Then you're shifting your area over to Lakeside. That's what we've called this area. So it's also a little more north of that shelter 1. It's like right on the water, and there's 2 picnic tables there. So then it's a cute little thing about photography, but no camera, no worries. So you're gonna play I Spy with a finger camera. And so you're gonna look around and maybe you see a squirrel's nest. I spy a squirrel's nest. And so they're all gonna look for it. There it is, there it is. I spy a goose. Or what's it called? A gray Canadian goose. So then they're gonna look around, they see it. I spy a cattail, anything you see. You also wanna close up on some patterns. So then, have your camera and you start getting real close to the ground and start asking them about details. Do they see a little tiny bug there? Any kind of really neat patterns? Do you see some wood that worms are eating? So just kind of get them to understand, like, this is a camera far away, and then you really start zooming in and getting close, and they can talk about what they see, the patterns and little tiny things that are really small. So the senses are tasting, smelling, seeing, and hearing. So with hearing, we're all gonna be quiet and we're gonna listen. Most likely you're gonna hear squirrels chirping at you, or you're gonna hear birds. You're gonna hear people talking in the background. You're gonna hear frogs. So you just kind of start listening and discussing what they're hearing. Then you touch. So you're gonna go around and touch different surfaces, but be careful. There could be poison ivy or something out there. So that's a good discussion to talk about touching things in nature and just being aware of what you're touching, because you might harm something that was a nest or something. So what you wanna do is they're going around, they can touch and feel like the bark. They can touch and feel the gravel. Is it cold? I don't want them really going into the water very much, but just we can touch the picnic tables and feel that they're actually probably pretty smooth because of all the rain and all the people that have been there. So that's what you're doing, is feeling a lot of different surfaces. Smelling. So I've created a scent game, and they're gonna be little capsules, probably pill bottles, really haven't figured it out, but there's gonna be 4 scents that you're gonna have, and they will be labeled like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be scents like pine or orange or cinnamon, lavender. I've just got to kind of think about these 4 scents. I will give you the answers, but what I'm thinking is when they smell it, they don't want to say what it is right away because it ruins it for the person that hasn't got it yet. So you'll get in a circle, you guys kind of smell, but we tell them to be quiet, okay? It's a secret. So it goes all the way around, and then once it makes it to you, you're gonna say, all right, what do you guys think? Seeing, okay? So we are gonna have compasses at this time, and what they're gonna do is you're gonna have them in a circle, they're gonna hold the compass, and you could be right in the middle, actually, that might be better. And then you can say, everybody, what do you see east? They're gonna hold it and turn, got east, and they're gonna say what they see. I see a little daisy, I see a bird, I see another PA, I see my mom, anything like that. And I want you to encourage different answers. So if they all say, I see a tree, obviously they're kind of not getting into it. So, ask them, well, what do you see? What do you see? If you feel that this group is a little more advanced, you can definitely do northeast and kind of teach them that. All our senses done, but taste. But we did taste where? We did it already at your snack. So this is that big area where you guys have your opening ceremony. You're gonna play traditional camp games. Hopefully we can get most of the brownies to finish right here. And you can play Frogger, Little Sally Walker, and the bullfrogs jump. So that's the oboe, shanat, and totten. But that seemed kind of hard if they don't know it. Okay, so they're sitting in the circle and they're doing, they're putting one hand on top of the other and they're hitting and going around and people are out. So let's sing it together. Okay, ready? Down by the banks of the hanky-panky where the bullfrogs jump from bank to banky with an eeps, ipes, opes, ops, 3 alligators with a kerplop. and then that person is out. All right, so after they got a chance to play a game, then they're done for the day. So they're getting picked up at 3:30 right at the gazebo parking lot. So you're gonna kind of shift them over there. You will have a list of your campers and who should be picking them up. I hope the leaders, and the parents let me know who's picking them up so I can have a better list for you. But you just wanna make sure that they're all picked up. And then you guys are relieved, but actually we have another group that's gonna be there until 4. So we're probably gonna shift you around to another duty, okay? But maybe there's like some pickup somewhere, but you're gonna have something else to do. And then remember, we're gonna have the taco bar around 4:15 for you guys. So we just wanna make sure everybody's gone and you guys get to enjoy yourselves.